All right, guys, welcome to Texas Gulf Surfer, episode number 36.
Man, episode 36. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jeff Dinacola, your Texas Surf Ambassador, man. Welcome to the show, all about surfing, my favorite subject, man. Before we get started, man, let me introduce my co-host. He is like a supercomputer of surfing knowledge. Give it up for King of Surfside, Austin Campbell, everybody.
Right on. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jeff.
My pleasure.
We try around here.
Yeah, my brother, what's going on?
Oh, man, you hear KP back there.
I know, I hear it.
Sanding, he's polishing the board. So
Sure is, man. There's work going on back there.
That's what's going on here. So, I don't know. It's kind of boring after the last weekend we had, and
it's funny you should say that.
Right, but although we did, surf-wise, there's nothing going on, right?
Not really, but you're right. Everybody was on the big high, and then it was a big drop. I kind of talked to some people up and down the coast. There's not much going up and down the coast because people are kind of like got the big buzz on. There were waves everywhere. Now it's all calmed down, and people are doing a lot of equipment stuff. From what I'm finding out, from wetsuits to boards, people selling.
Yeah, I've
boards.
had quite a few calls about wetsuits.
I imagine
yeah,
so.
Yeah. So and then, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Buell went out of business.
That's shocking to me because I have purchased those wetsuits here.
They're good wetsuits. I mean, look, we've been using
many years. How do you go out of business when you have a very good performing wetsuit?
I don't have like super inside scoop, but I know that Ryan Buell, and I mean this isn't like breaking news. It's all over the internet. You Google it.
News to me.
Go to their website, and it doesn't exist anymore. Wow. So Ryan Buell sold Buell wetsuits to another company. I forgot the name of them right now, who was a big corporation. And for whatever reason, that didn't work out. Things kind of got, I don't know. And I know that they locked people out of their headquarters in California. Oh, gosh, and that was like a year or 6 months ago or something like that.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't like to see an industry favorite like that go down. Because,
yeah. So I know it had nothing to do with the original owner, Ryan Buell. Like I know it had nothing to do with him. Like somebody offered him some money, he took it, and who knows what happened after that. But so anyways, people have been calling about wetsuits here and there, what kind we have. And I told them, right now we have Narval, and then we can get the ocean tailored customs, and then we have some other ones coming in.
Good.
But definitely a lot of calls about that, some calls about boards, and I did have like an interesting call about someone called me about a board, they're surfing and getting better, and the board they've been riding for a while, and I think there might be a lot of people that might be having this problem, or might not, when I kind of tell a story, might relate, is someone called me and they'd been surfing a soft top 8-foot wave storm for like 3 years now.
Wow.
Love surfing.
Wow.
And thinks that they're getting better. And she said that she thought that she was getting better at surfing, and she really loved it. And I was like, man, I think, but she was like, she sounded like she wasn't getting a lot better or whatever,
Right.
And I was like, man, I think that you're probably better than you realize that you're riding the wrong board. You're riding a wave storm.
I was going to say, that seems to be a long time on a soft top in transition.
Yeah, and that's just because, the popularity of them, and people, maybe you don't have any friends that surf. You're the only one.
Yeah.
So I just suggested, getting an 8-foot egg or something like that.
Yes.
Because, it sounded like she didn't want a longboard. Didn't want a shortboard. Sounded cool, but then I kind of explained to her about surfing shortboard usually takes a higher skill level.
Yes.
Right.
Agreed.
So a higher skill level and a bigger wave a lot of times.
Yeah,
right?
Especially here on the Gulf Coast,
right? So,
Texas in particular.
So I said, hey, I bet you if you got an 8-foot egg or an 8'6" longboard, or I sound like 8 foot was as big as she could really transport.
Yeah.
I think you would do a lot better, and
get the next step up.
You're probably way better than you think you are.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to ride that board, and you're going to turn and everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think she was pretty funny. She was like, well, don't like gaslight me, or don't give me a big head. But I really think that that's the truth. Is like a lot of people at some point a soft top is good for beginners for like a month or two if you got it. And then after that, it's hindering your progression.
100%. I agree with that. They serve a good purpose for learning and teaching people, but I think there's a point, unless you're Ben Gravy or maybe Jamie O'Brien. They ride them at the craziest surf you've ever seen. That's a little bit different skill level. But I think you're right. Get off those things at a certain point when you're comfortable.
So that was kind of you definitely have some people getting ready for their equipment for the surf.
Man, Thanksgiving's coming up. The water's getting slightly cooler. Everybody's really excited about more waves coming. It doesn't look too terribly promising, but what was weird in talking to some people up and down the coast through surf shops and owners and stuff like that, they're kind of going through what you're going through. People take a pause. Now winter's here. They're all going to go forward. Let's get new equipment, wetsuits, this, that, and the other. But there was a little sneaker wave of about this big down in South Padre Island today.
Yeah, they had a little surf come through.
Yeah, it's weird. Down there, the fathoms are deep, and there can be like no waves pretty much everywhere, and they just sometimes will get this cool little, knee, maybe a little bit bigger, thigh-high killer.
Well, it could be a little groundswell that comes all the way across. They get, like you said, they get
deep
water,
fathoms, right?
And I mean, I've seen it here before. When you live here.
Yeah,
you go out there and you look and you're like, man, it was flat, and there's a little swell comes in. Maybe not as big here for sure, but yeah. So yeah, there hasn't been too much surf wise, but that's what we've been busy with, like the other shops. But Surfside, it was busy in Surfside though.
Yeah,
we had the celebration.
It was the 50th.
The 50th anniversary of Surfside being incorporated. They had to move it to the first because of the weather. It got canceled like the surf contest did, and then the weather was great, right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
anyways, we won't talk about that.
Yes.
But anyway, so they had it, and they're Little Screaming Kenny. I don't know if anybody's heard of Little Screaming Kenny.
Little Screaming Kenny, great band.
Yeah, great band, and he people might be familiar with the Hightailers. He plays with them as well. But Little Screaming Kenny,
yeah.
He actually toured with Steppenwolf.
Oh my word!
Right, so this is like real. I mean, we're talking like real musician, right? He toured with Steppenwolf. So,
age of myself, I went to Steppenwolf concert when I was a kid, probably 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, so it was a good show, right? He played, good like Texas blues, rock and roll.
But a storm hit, and tell them what happened, man.
So
it's quite funny.
The storm hit, right? They came out. He played for the first opening set for a couple hours, right, outside.
Right.
And it was
We're having a
pretty
good time.
Kids out there, a lot of people. Everybody was some people dancing.
Yeah.
And he was playing on the porch of City Hall, right? So we're having like the City Hall in Surfside. If you've been there, it's the old the original Coast Guard station. So he's playing out there, and it's good. And so the storm came in, the weather got bad, wind kind of shut down. Everybody kind of ran for cover, and Kenny, their band, they were like, "No, man, y'all paid us for a gig. We're gonna play a gig for you." So shout out to John Gruber and the mayor Zach and
That's hard.
and some of the other council members. They moved the concert inside the chamber of Surfside. So
Classic.
so they
Love
had
it.
so then there we are sitting inside where the city council meeting happens in Surfside, and Little Screaming Kenny they're just playing their band, and you're talking like a professional, like tight band,
Dude.
And it was.
I heard rumor there was a mosh pit.
There was kind of 20. Yeah, there was probably about 20 of us just sitting in there watching this concert in there. You'd have never. You'd never believe it. That's
I love that
only in
whole
Surfside.
The show must go on mentality. I mean, that is so core, man. I love that.
Hey, man, they're real musicians. They're like, no, man, y'all paid us for a gig. We're gonna come out here. We're gonna play, and it was. I mean, you're never gonna have that again. Like, band playing in the chambers where you have the city council meeting.
Right, man. So I'm excited, man. All the way up here to do the show, man. I'm excited. I can hear.
We got a little special show for you.
Yeah,
today.
we do, and it's going to be a couple of little special shows, man, because we're going to build the board. We're going to do board building 101 from A to Z. We're going to, because a lot of people, man, surfers don't always get the opportunity to walk through surf shops and see kind of the process, how it's been.
And we've talked about it in our other episodes about the process.
It's going to be cool.
But we're going to really you're
100%.
finally getting your board.
Yes, and we're pumped about that. But I kind of got cold feet on the way over here. It's weird because I'm thinking, I've been, I know I'm going to make this shortboard. I'm going to learn to ride the thing, and so, but I'm thinking, God, there's so many different. I talked to the commish Dudley and Johnny Rescue and this guy. And everyone's got these whole different shortboard ideas, and here's what I've kind of figured out: longboards, less tweaking. They're all kind of similar. They ride good. With shortboards, there's so many minute twists and changes and options for me. It got me confused, and I was like, I'm going to go up and tell Austin I've had to change of heart, and I'm going to go with the fish or something. But no, I'm going to stay on track.
Yeah, I mean, I think a longboard, there are different things, but as far as most longboards, most people are riding pretty close to the same thing. Some of us are riding a true 50-50, which is much, much, much less forgiving than like a 60-40 in a traditional. What most people are riding now, a more performance longboard. So when you go down to short boards, look, it's kind of like I was talking to the customer that called, so we want to get you're going to surf. What we're looking for is a board that you're going to be able to catch waves on still easy and make a few more turns, right? And just stay in the wave.
Yeah.
Stay in the wave, and that way you can kind of get different sections
and have more fun.
Yep. And so one of the things we'll go over before we and what we're going to do,
cool,
and what we're going to do is we're just going to in a little bit we're just going to head into the shaping bay. We're going to pick out some blanks. We just got some fresh foam in.
Yeah, tons of foam.
We got a lot of foam in, and so we're going to go over that, and then we're going to go into the shaping room, and then we're going to take a little tour around. So, but before we do that, one of the things we had to talk about was, just like any other customer, are you coming in? Are you coming in?
We're going to do the whole thing just like I'm Joe Blow off the street. Check it out. My order form.
Got his order form, right?
Yeah, baby. How
and
about
so
that?
the thing is, too, is like we talked about it before when we were kind of just going over, kind of giving people an ideas. We were kind of pretending to do the order form, from the previous ones. So this is yours. So what we're looking at is, are you surfing this board for fun, or is it going to be in the contest? And
both,
but most importantly, it's going to be for the surf contest, right?
And it can only be the maximum length of 7'2". And the rule there being
it has to be 18 inches
above your height.
So
I
your
can
height.
go 7'2". Speaking of contests, real quick, TGSA, South Padre Island, Texas, on call 15th, 16th. Go down, great place.
That's going to be a good one. And they have to hold. And they have, from what I understand, is they have to hold their on-call dates.
Right.
Whatever 3 that is, or whatever 2 or 3 that is, because there's permits involved.
In a lot,
so they're
going to
hold
stuff.
those. Okay. So
moving on though.
So we're doing a contest.
Making a board. Yes.
So you're how tall?
I say 5'8".
You're 5'8", right? And so what do we have?
That's how I measured it.
Right.
I just figured 18 inches.
But what did Johnny measure you at?
Oh, that guy there, man. Get Johnny Rest.
We got to check his tape measure.
No, he'll come out with the tape measurement. He'll get you, man.
Okay, so 5'8" inches. So we got 18 inches. So we decided 7'2". We decided
7'2" safe.
Is safe for you, right?
Yeah, because I might get back up to 5'9" at some point. Man, I could actually grow taller. Yeah, like that's gonna happen.
All right.
Anyway, we're moving on.
So we're gonna go 7'2". So we're gonna fill this out right here. We're gonna put the We're going to put the important information down right here first, right? Right,
because they stick it on the wall as they're making the daggone board, as
you're all
going to see.
Through to everybody. So 7'2" is our max, right?
Yes.
And then now we want to get somewhere close to 23, but I can tell you just from experience on a 7'2" egg.
Yeah.
7'2" egg, putting it at 23 is a little bit wide.
So we can bring that in.
We're going to bring it into somewhere around 22 and a half, which you're talking like.
I'm totally fine with that because we're going to have almost 3 inches thickness now.
We're going to have, somewhere in that. So we're going to be,
right with that.
So we're going to be about 22 and a half.
22 and a half, folks. Stay with us.
Right here. We're going to put that down in the width, and then thickness, we're going to be 3 inches, right?
3 inches thick.
Right. So we got a good, close to the 23. And this is what I like to do. I like to put a little plus sign.
Yeah.
A little plus sign by the 22 and a half to know that if I can get the template to hit a little blend and be a little wider, I'm okay with that.
Right.
And if sometimes somebody might, I put
more to that side.
Yeah. Now sometimes I might put a minus there because we don't want it to be quite like that. So
right.
And then right here, so now I know specifically this specific model that you're going with is going to be the egg, right? So I already know. Now these are numbers that a lot of people don't know. And, a lot of people ask about volume and liters and all that stuff, and we hate that. Shapers hate that, right? So we know about the thickness in our foil of the board, where the thickness is and how long it is in our foil, right? And then the important numbers to us, besides the length and the width and the thickness, is our nose and our tail dimensions, right? Which is 12 inches in from the nose and 12 inches in for the tail. So I already know on your board, I don't know if these are like, we don't want to.
So 12 inches from the tail.
Give these secret numbers away here.
Well, it's okay.
So we're going to go 17 in the nose.
Right.
12 inches in.
To make it a true egg.
And then we're going to go 16 in the tail.
That'll
right?
do.
That's going to be where we're at, right?
Right.
And then my order form, it has tail type, and of course, because it's an egg,
Rounded pen.
Because it's an egg, it's going to be round, and I'm just going to write egg.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm building an egg. Rails. Now rails is important because you're almost always going to see this say 60-40 unless we're building like a 50-50 board, right? A 50-50 nose rider, right? So you got 60-40, and that's just, there. Now here's an important part and a funny story. So I'm going to let you fill out this part where it says your name and
I get occasional errors.
yeah, and that's what I wanted to get. We're going to get into the notes too in a second. So I had a customer, he didn't fill out his name, but I knew his name.
Carol.
And I went to Facebook when I was done with this board. I went to Facebook to put, to make sure I spelled his name right, to put it on a sign this board.
Right.
And I got all done with it. He picked the board up. He said, "You spelled my name wrong on the board." And I said, "Well, I looked at Facebook." And he said, "Well, I spell it wrong on Facebook to be funny." And I'm like, "Well, it's on your board to be funny now."
It ain't so funny now, pal.
Right. So it was good one. So anyways,
Yeah,
so
I'll get on and fill
this
that,
is what I
okay.
do is I get them to put their name right here, and this is why. That way, when I write it on there, I didn't spell it wrong.
Exactly.
Right.
They're
So
responsible.
so I have them
I'm
put
with
it in
you.
there. Now, lamination. This is right. This is where KP comes in, right?
Right.
So we're gonna do traditional, what we do on most of our boards, right? We're gonna go a double 6 ounce,
Double 6 ounce, and then a
single six on the bottom.
On the bottom.
A lot
I knew that,
of board
see?
companies will do a double 4 or a 6-4 and then a single 4.
But I'm double 6 top, single 6 ounce bottom.
And no deck patch,
No deck patch.
but we're gonna probably give you a nice little fin patch back there. And see, this is where we have, order forms are important, right?
Yep,
So you have
they are.
you have C notes, right, on the bottom, and then I'm just gonna write up here, and I'm just gonna write fin patch.
Fin patch. It's good
And that's going to
stuff,
give you a
man.
nice little fin patch on the bottom, right? So we're going to do you got your different finishes. Sanded, sprayed. We don't really do those anymore. That's when we do the sealer, the spray
Right,
sealer.
right.
You got the sanded where you just polish it up a little bit. Gloss and polish is what we're going to go for right
That's
here.
the one.
Yep.
Where we're just leaving that last.
Gloss and polish. It's going to
Yeah.
be all the way, right? Perfect, right?
Right. With
That's
you.
the best because you're adding your extra coat of resin.
Right.
And see, that's the thing.
Is that going to add weight to it?
Well, all the boards, even if you do a sanded finish, you should have your sanding coat, and then you have your finish coat.
On a sanded finish board.
Even if you do a sanded finish board,
still
you
have
just
that
don't
final.
polish it,
Oh, I got you.
right? You still have,
I got you.
now they have a comp finish where they just do their hot coat thick and they sand that, and that's when you get the cloth coming through.
Oh, no.
Right,
No,
right,
that's
right.
not going to be
Right.
me. No.
Okay,
I'm with you.
So we got all that,
with you. All right.
and then we got fin type. So
Yes.
we're doing the 2+1 on your board. But
Exactly.
we're going to always recommend it mostly single fin, though, right? I'm going to recommend right as a single
2
fin,
+ 1 for an old guy like me, that's a thruster.
but it's not a thruster
It's not a thruster because.
because it's 2+1. The thruster is set up as different, right?
Meaning.
The thruster in the side bites
Gotcha.
on your 2+1 would be different if it's a thruster, and if it's a thruster, you wouldn't have the big box.
But it's going to be 3 fins. I can ride it with the 3 fins
Or
or
the
the
single
single
fin.
fin.
Right.
That's perfect for me.
I'm going to suggest riding it as a single fin. I think you're going to
Yeah,
have more fun
to
with
get
it.
to know the board. I'm going to.
So we're going to do future boxes.
Right.
We're going to do 2+1. And then that's when we go just color.
color.
Right. Yep. We decide what color we want to do. Or we do this sometimes.
I'm
We
just
say-
like a whiteboard guy.
We go like this and we go
Question mark.
to be determined.
to be determined,
Right.
man.
We just put our Psycho logo there. Boom. We got a Psycho logo there.
Depending on what KP's mood is in, maybe I'll just say, look, man, just do something. Surprise me.
Right.
Surprise me.
We'll do
man.
something like that. So
Yeah, surprise me.
and then of course the price is $1 million
Well, there you go.
$1 million.
Now,
Here
that's
we go.
72 payments
of boom.
hold on. 72 payments of
break that down.
$76,000 a month. So there you go.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do there. And
So, man, check this out. It is official. Here shortly, man, we're going to stop the camera, cue the music. We're going to go back into the room number 1. Like a lot of people don't know the different rooms, the shaping, room.
It's like
the shaping
it's like
bay.
a maze here.
It is, and then you go to another room for glassing and sanding, and then there's a catacomb way in the back where secret meetings happen.
Yeah.
And then, but this is it. So we're going to take everybody through the process because, you know, a lot of people buy a board, but I think it's going to be really cool to take people through the actual process of doing it. And we'll have some little clips and some stuff that Austin's going to edit in. So this is going to be kind of a cool adventure for us to do this.
Yeah, we'll just like right now, you know, basically right now we got all the stuff. We know what the board's going to be like. You know, and we got a little bit of time to think about color.
Right.
You know, a lot of times it's a little bit of pressure to put on somebody right then and say, what color? And they're like, oh, unless they already have an idea. So I tell them, hey, you know, when we get close to getting it in the glassing room, you can decide the color. So, but like I said, right now we know we got a 2+1, we got gloss and polish, we got all the dimension and everything.
Pumped.
So now what we got to do is just go figure out what blank we're going to use.
Yeah, so we're going to go do that now, and that's where we're going to actually shut it down. We're going to move the camera, move the mic, and then we're going to go in there, get a look at the room, and you're going to show some things. But before we do that, do you have any hope for surf in the future?
You know,
give me something to hold.
I will say this: that
to.
it did look like there was something that there may be
Surfing
coming through.
For you guys. Let's see.
But it keeps moving is the problem.
Yeah.
Right. And right now we know we have a little front coming through or something like that. The problem is how much it's going to build into Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
You know,
of this week.
Yeah, because it looks like there's a tiny little swell coming through, nothing major, and it may give us some like knee-high clean surf. The problem is, you know, is it going to stay? Is it enough? Is it enough to push through? So
exactly right.
It looks like there's a possibility of being Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe a knee-high little surf. You know, maybe your first time in the somebody had to put a top on or something like that.
Yep.
But
excuse me, but I've also noticed this time of year that can change to the good as well. Sometimes the little swells will just pop up. Next thing you know, it is going to be 2 to 3. And I think as we get really into this month in December, I think we get more consistent and more frontal movement, that kind of deal.
Yeah. It looks like that the best chance we have is it looks like Friday there's going to be a southwest wind at like maybe 20 miles an hour.
Huh?
And so that
works
looks like
for here.
and so it's going to be pretty small up until then. So if this prediction for that wind still stays, that's going to pick up and push, 20 miles an hour southwest wind could give us some surf Friday, Saturday, something like that.
That would be great, man.
So we'll see. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and pick out. We're going to go over to the blanks. Like I said, we got a bunch of blanks in. We actually moved some of our other blanks too. We kind of got a new room for the blanks in here.
Yes.
And we're going to go over there, check out the blanks, kind of talk about them for a second, and then move into the shaping room. So we'll see y'all in a few.
Sweet. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody, man. Now we're going to pick our blank out, man. I've got my order form. I've done been to the cash register, put myself a down payment on the board. So now Austin's going to help me out. What I know, I'm getting myself a 7'2", folks. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a 7'2" A.
How much do you typically lose on the blank? If I need a 7'2", what do I have to start with?
7'2". So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. We got some blanks here that are good for eggs or fish, right? Because you want a wider board.
Sticking to my original name, we're going egg.
We don't want to mess you up with it. So what we got right here is we got our 7. We got 3 of them here that are 7'4". The reason I like these is I can use these SPs, 7'4" SP for a fish or an egg.
Okay.
Right,
Fish
so I like
or
them.
an egg.
Right, I like them a lot. Right, they have a nice flat rocker, good for Gulf Coast board.
Got it.
Right, so
US blank 2.0.
yeah, solar made in USA. So
Solar made in USA.
They're using the
Buy
sun.
local, buy in the United States.
Yeah, they're great. They're great blanks, right? And like I said, this one they just happen to use some black pigment in their glue, so you get a little black glue line.
That's cool.
Kind of cool.
That is cool.
Like I said, I like to use them because you can use them for various boards.
Gotcha.
Right? Mini longboard, an egg, a fish, different things. So they're real versatile. So if you notice, it's not real thick, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do on this board is I'm going to skin the deck, and I'm going to skin the bottom, and then I'm going to start shaping it. So it's going to be just a little bit taken off, where I don't have to spend a lot of time with the planer. And now, one thing about PU, folks, is the polyurethane, is you don't want to go too deep on the deck because it gets a little softer in the middle, right? So what we want to do is just have
too deep on the deck.
you don't want to have you don't want to have to take a bunch off the deck. So you always just skin the deck.
Right.
Now these new boards compared to Clark foam, this is basically what somebody would call Clark foam blade.
Okay.
But it's US. Same materials, principles,
Same
you know what I'm saying?
manufacturing process.
Exactly. Same stuff like that. So just, one less chemical. But they're great blanks. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this blank right here and take it into the shaping room. And what I do is I like to put what I call my test outline on there, so I can look at it, make sure I like it, let the customer see it, especially if it's a custom board, and then we'll go from there.
Right. Also, by the way, I got a senior discount, senior citizen discount. Think about that.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you in the shaping room.
Welcome back, guys, man. We got my blank, and we are in the shaping room. Is that right? Is that the name of this?
Yeah,
This place? This is the shaping room.
This is the shaping room. So
Cool,
right
man.
here. So we got all our tools and everything on the wall. We got the templates up there.
Couple
so,
other Misto projects.
yeah, we got a couple of projects here. We got KP's little the mid-length crisis.
Isn't that funny? I said it, the midlife crisis, the mid-length crisis.
Yeah.
This is very similar outline to what Austin's going to do for me, right?
Yeah, real close.
Different secrets, but
Yeah, a couple of things different, and then we got our new,
this is a fish egg. This is Austin's new board.
my new, I thought of it, in your great times when you're doing some of the best thinking in the bathroom.
Yes, right.
And,
you came
yeah,
up with this brilliant
yeah.
idea.
So this is the fish egg. So we'll see how it goes.
More
All right, so
more importantly, my board.
back to
Yeah,
your board.
baby.
All right.
Okay,
So
okay.
what I like to do is I like to put an outline on the board first, just to look at it, see how I like it,
Yeah.
and then
Before you get too deep into it.
yeah, and then I'll I have my numbers and my marks, and then I'll plane it down and re-template it right before I'm ready to cut it out.
And we're going to see that very process.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be cool.
So-
I like that because then I get to see it too, the customer.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
This
what
is
we
cool.
got, here is, like I said, we're going with a 7.2. Okay, that's
Good.
what we're looking at, right? And we have a 7.4 blank, right?
From a 7.4 blank.
Now we got 86 inches, 72.
Okay,
7
could
foot
you
two.
just reverse the measurement?
I just reversed the measurements because I
I'm
wanted
with
to take a little bit more.
I'm with you.
I want to
Okay.
see this right here. You got a little rocker right here.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. I like that right there better.
Yeah,
And if I want to put a little more rocker, I can shave it.
exactly.
Right. Okay.
And
so
like
I like
you say,
that.
the tail rocker is really what makes the board do
I
its
really
magic.
like this tail rocker. I'd rather keep it right there. So,
Yeah, man, this is cool.
All right, so now we got our measurements. We're gonna get the template off. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
over here to
This is gonna be
Grandpa's
cool.
Grandpa's pencil sharpener.
There you go, man. How's that?
Old school pencil sharpener.
Right.
Some of those kids never saw one of those, did they?
Yeah,
All right, so now
love that stuff.
what we got, and we already know. I already got the measurements. I already know where my nose and tail is going to be and everything like that, right? As far as the
Right.
width and stuff. So we got our shaper square right here.
Ah, the Shaper Square.
A lot of people use all kinds of different
Very
ones. Some
cool.
people don't like them. Some people use different ones, different brands. I just happen to like this one because of the
Let me
way.
just ask you
sets up.
another quick question. What you're not seeing, you might see, because Austin may take some pictures of it and show you. What do you call all of those things again?
So those are our spin templates,
Templates. Those
Yeah.
templates will give us some basic
and we're gonna pull
outline.
one down to do your
Who
outline.
makes those things that are used over and over on a board, the same boards over and over?
You know, we
Does the master shaper make that?
we
And then it's-
made a lot of those.
That's what I'm wondering.
Some of them,
It's a
some of
cork
them,
board. It's not a cork
David
board.
Cunningham made. Some of them I made.
Can't wait for y'all to see that.
Some of
It's cool.
them were made by some shapers passed down to us.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think there's a
Yeah.
Don Holly up there.
Isn't that interesting?
There's some other, it just depends. A lot of them were made by me or David Cunningham
Yeah.
back at the Speakeasy Board House when we were shaping boards over at Les's. So,
Right. And you're going to see that in a minute, what these actually are. And he's got a plethora of them up there on the wall, and it helps him get the basic design started. But without that, you can't start the board.
No, you got to have the template. So,
Gotta have the
so what we're going to do is our measurements. Remember we talked about 12 inches in from the nose and tail.
Yes.
So this square is 12 inches here.
Okay.
So
it
it's a
makes it
great
easy.
tool. I go right here to our mark we made to make sure the board is, you know, 72.
Right. And we know we want to be 22 inches.
That's going to be the center.
uh,
Okay, right now we're doing the nose. So right now, and so you
That's
notice all these lines
17?
here?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get everything lined up right here.
Interesting.
See how it's lined
Very
up?
Cool. Very cool.
See how I'm lined up? So I'm 0, 0. And then it already has the measurements across, right? So I know where I'm going to be at, right? So we
17
have our
something.
nose at 17.
So we got 17 on both
Yep.
sides.
So it's got 17 on both sides. It's a nice little, like I said, nice little tool.
That is, because
You
it's
know?
12 inches. When you spin it around to the tail, you will do the same 12, right?
I'm going to walk over here to the tail, to my tail mark.
Gotcha. I'm with you. I'm with you. So, folks, what he's doing is the same thing. He's lining it up with the stringer,
Yep.
12 inches up, and then that measurement in the bottom will be 16.
Yep. So we're going to be 16.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. So we got a dot here, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the center,
Good.
to the center of the board, right? So we're going to hold this right.
How do you know where the center is?
We're going to just have to do a little math, you know. My math teacher, she
I was
always
terrible
told me.
at math, kids
She
growing
always
up.
told me I was going to do math, and I always told her, "Nah, I'm not going to do math every day." You know. Okay. So
Turned
what
out
do we
you
have?
had to.
So what do we have? We had 70. We had 7'2", which is 86 inches.
86 inches.
So 43.
43. That's
Right.
half of 86.
So we're going to go to 43 right here, and I'm going to put my halfway point, and then because this is an egg, I'm going to put another mark an inch up because I want to move my. I'm probably going to move my wide point forward just a little bit, just to give you a little bit more,
No, I like that.
a little
idea.
bit more width up here and a little
Because-
bit more paddling.
I'm big-breasted.
Right. Right.
So, point being is that I'm over the board like that. That's where I like to center myself and get my chest over the board paddle. So I'm into that. I'm following it. See, that's why this is what I think for some people to be able to consult with the shaper and do little nuances like this and stuff is huge. Not say you can't just go buy a board right off the rack and surf the heck out of it, but this is the way.
So now,
I'm
all right. So now we got our. We're gonna. This is where we go ahead and get the template out.
And this to me is the magic.
So this is a
Because
spin
if this
template.
ain't great work, if this has not been manufactured by someone that really knew surfboards, it would just
You know, you never know. These templates are made by a lot of us. You know, we either kind of came up with a curve we liked, or
even
we saw a
says
different
egg
board.
on there.
Oh, we have so many different. We have round nose fish, egg, PSI. Anything that says PSI is Psycho Surf Industries. You're gonna see some. Let's look around at it real quick. I think there's a Horizon board on here somewhere.
So many boards have been shaped off of these templates that you have hung around.
And you can see how most of them are right together, right there. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with the nose, right? So we're gonna come in here, so we're gonna make sure we're gonna have our nose and tail points right there, all right? And then we're gonna make sure one thing. So we move this up. Let's go ahead and bet our 22 right here, 22 and a half, real quick.
It's all good, yeah.
And we're there. Get it real centered up. And so we're going to be at 22 and a half. And you can see this blank, really 22 and a half is not much more you can stretch it
No, you really
than that.
couldn't.
You know what I'm saying? 23 is kind of pushing it right there. So 22 and a half.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so now we're going to take our template here.
22 and a half. And that's what we spec for.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking. So now here it is. These are all just different marks we have on the boards, right? There's a chance that when we put this on there, that it's just going to hit a mark automatically, right? So all I got is I got the center of my stringer here. I got my mark right here, right? And then I got my mark out here. So we're just going to pull and just match those dots up, right? And I mean, if you look at it, you notice there's a mark right there. Right here.
Oh, I see. I got you. You're on the line here, right? The
right,
center.
Right here. Here's my dot.
I got you. I'm with you.
See, here's my dot that I made off here, right? Here's
Gotcha.
my measurement, my 22 and a half.
22 and a half.
So I'm right here, and there's already a mark right there,
Gotcha.
right? And let's make sure we're not too short. I mean too long.
Yeah.
So we're gonna push it back right to our mark, right? So here's our mark.
At 7 foot.
At 7'2", Johnny. We're gonna move that here. See how I just moved it to where you can see your dot? Your
Yep.
dot just came out, and we're gonna move it just to where we see the dot there.
How do you keep this thing from not slipping?
You just hold it right in
Just hold it
place.
to make it
You know, you got a little method
skill,
right here.
little skill to it.
You know, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mark here, right in the center. I'm gonna look at this one. We're already on a good mark here. I know what mark I'm on. It's already been there. And then right here, we're pretty much already on a mark, right?
So you're trying to sort of connect the dots like we were when we were kids. Now you've got your marks,
So I'm gonna come around,
but you still use this to make the mark.
and come around.
We're shaping my board. Check it out. We're making our outline. I'm going to be able to kind of get a look at what it's going to look like. Even
Alright,
though,
so now that's why they call it a spin template. Because we've done your nose with this side, okay? We got a mark here. So when we spin it, we know where we're gonna be at. Now,
because you already got your two marks
now here's your tail. You spin the blank around,
I
and your
got
tail
you.
is right
Now
here.
I see what you're
Now you're gonna notice how nice this matches up. Watch.
saying. Right.
So we're gonna hit this. We're gonna go right to your line, right? Now, it's okay if we're a tiny bit shorter, within millimeters, right?
Yeah.
We can't be longer though.
Oh, God forbid.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move this in just to where this dot shows up, right? Our
Right.
dot just showed up. We're
But you're
gonna
over the stringer, you know, that's just a hair.
well, right here we're not worried about this edge.
Okay.
We're just worried about this edge here,
I got
and
you.
we're worried about
By
right
being
here,
on the dots.
and we're worried about right there where this hits. And you're gonna notice as I bring this in, I bring this here. This is just very nicely gonna match up.
It sure does.
Perfect.
Simple geometry if you think about it. The way you flipped it over, that one curve flipped upside down makes the other curve.
Yep. We're gonna bring your tail in just a hair. Just a hair. We're gonna hit that point right there. See, we're getting your width there for you. We're gonna work it over to where we're gonna get your width for you out of it. All right. So now we're gonna put
The
it right
full
there.
22
So
and a
if
half.
you notice, we already have a mark there, right?
Yes.
This board's been made
Meaning.
because it works, right? There's a mark already there.
Oh, because I got.
There's a mark already. There's a
understand.
mark already right here.
Right,
Okay.
gotcha.
So we're good to go.
Yes, I now understand.
All right.
Meaning that this template's been proven, tried and
And
proven.
it's right here, 7'2", Johnny. So it's right here. We're gonna put a mark here, right on the tail. Now, I'm gonna come here to my dot. I'm gonna make sure I like it. See, I gotta move it in just a hair. I wanna make sure my line matches up. This is real important in the blending. Okay, so you got it right there. We're gonna lay it down and we're gonna bring it in. Bring it all the way around. Right there.
Right.
All right, now we're gonna do the other side. We're gonna do the other side real quick.
Wow. Because now I see when you use this, you already had. We were able to set our dots up with this, so now you're just using that template to kind of connect the
Let's
dots.
connect the dots.
I'm hip.
Right.
I'm
So
hip.
now we're gonna put this here. I'm gonna do this one real quick. Put it right where it matches. I like it.
God, see it taking shape right in front of me. Like this board already wants to go surfing.
It already wants to go surfing.
It already wants to go surfing.
All right, and then we're gonna flip this real quick. Right
And
here.
Put it back on there.
This is gonna come here. We're gonna match it up with that dot. We're gonna match it up back here.
Where's our dot there?
We're gonna bring it right in slowly. And what I do is I slowly bring it in to where I like
To
where
mix
it
to
hits.
match the lines, or you just get on that dot and that's
To
done.
right where it hits. So I know my pencil's not gonna be too far out of it. So I like it right there. I'll bring it around.
Yeah, I can see the outline. It's really eggy, people.
This is really where you get it to blend in nice.
You know, another thing this is going to do, you know, when you're buying a surfboard and you look at that daggone price tag, I don't care where you're buying it from, and you go, oh my God, things are high. I think this is going to shed a lot of light as to actually how difficult these things are to make, at least by hand.
So right there. So now we got. So what I like to do is, and what I normally do right before, just real quick. We're not gonna do it too much, waste time.
Right,
But right before I set it up, I'll kind of take my. This is just kind of a little tip. I'll take my template here, and I'll run it in a spot that I find is like, oh, this is pretty close to where that was at, and I'll see if I have a little spot that I maybe don't like. You know, see how I have that little spot, and I kind of don't like it. Right there?
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of
Right.
just come over here, do the same thing,
Yeah, see a little spot.
and I just kind of bring it in. Just kind of bring it in just a hair. And that way it just kind of gets just a little bit, the spot out of it.
Yeah, this
There?
is cool. This is cool. Yeah.
And then we're going to stand it up. So that's what we do. So then what I'll do there is I'm going to stand the board up.
You see the similarities between KP's board and mine? His mid-length prices.
So what we're going to do is, this is what I have to do right now, is I want to get it up here, look at it, and see how I like the curve. That's important to the shaper.
When you're saying the
It's like-
curve, what are you talking about?
With the outline. I want to make
The
sure the
outline.
curve is nice.
Yeah, I
So let's
understand.
stand back and kind of take a look at
Yeah.
it. You know, you can see it's nice. Egg.
Voila.
Looks like an egg, right?
Yes.
Your nose isn't too wide. Tail's not too wide, so it's going to still kind of hold a little bit in bigger surf. And the other thing I like to do is I'll take it here and I'll lay it on its side. Come down here and I'll just look at the curvature of it. If you look, you'll see, if you look down the line of it, you'll see the little bit, how I fixed that little bit of kink, and now the inside curve is perfect,
Yeah, it is.
right?
You didn't have much to work with when you cut it. You only got in
Right.
some places about it.
Right.
It was
Just-
a perfect blank for what we're doing.
Just a little bit. So,
Yeah.
all right, so there you have it, man. There we got
I'm excited.
Jeff's.
I'm excited to do the next step, people. Check it out. This is just step one. The ordering, getting it on paper, coming consulting with your shaper. Man, we got our basic outline. I'm pretty stoked, pretty pumped.
All right, so I'm just gonna put you right behind these other three guys, okay?
That's right. Oh wait, not but in front of all those ding repairs. No, in front of the ding repairs.
In front of the
'cause they're
ding
really
repairs, though.
the whole wall's filled with ding repairs, by the way.
And but yeah, so that's basically how we get the board started.
Yeah.
A lot of times we could cut it out right now, but what I do is, because I like this. So what I'll do is I'll lay my
Study it a
template.
bit.
I'll lay my template back up here and put it mark exactly where your board was.
Yes.
Put this is where I want it. Have all the measurements. Now this one is, like I said, there was already marks there.
Right.
Right. So we know that one works. So I already kind of know which one it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this board and I'm going to plane it top and bottom. I'm going to get the thickness exactly where I want it.
Now, are you going to do that, film it, and put it on, or are we going to do that the next show?
We're going to do that the next show.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Maybe
pumped.
we'll do that
Next week, you guys gotta
hopefully,
tune in.
for your sake, we're
No, I
going to
wanna
do that
pay for it.
before the next show, but we'll put it on during the next show.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
We'll do
That way
it,
it's
film
not
it
too
during the
long.
week. Okay. Because
But,
that's you. So we're going to take you guys step by step by step. This is step one.
But-
But I think it's going to be super cool to be here with you every step of the way.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But one thing that we're not going to get to tonight is we're not going to get to.
Matt, sorry, man. Ran out of time, man. Get your ass back to Austin.
All right, man. So we're done tonight, man. It's been a long night. We've been in the shaping room. KP's back there burning the midnight oil, glossing or polishing a board. We'll see y'all later. Have a
Love you
good one.
guys, man. Peace out.